I'm Ewan Murray, Head of PR and Events at the Wine Society, and this is our press tasting at 1 Great George Street.
Thanks. And today I just wanted to ask you about social media and Twitter in particular, because I think Wine Society does it very well. You mentioned you have the most followers of any merchant.
That's right. At the moment we've got over 18,000 followers, which is more than any other in the UK, we believe. And we, as the Wine Society, we believe strongly in our members and in our sense of community. And Twitter is somewhere where we can really extend that community beyond the people who are members of the Wine Society also.
And I noticed that you really interact, and you don't just retweet their recommendations, you actually have conversations. Is
That's
that
right.
something you chose to do?
Yes, it is. I mean, we will retweet where we think it's worth retweeting. Some people will mention that we've retweeted too often, but believe you me, we don't retweet everything.
Yeah.
At other times, people will come in with their own food and wine recommendations, and we'll share those around. But similarly, people will ask us questions. There's another channel of communication from email or the phones or whatever, and people will ask us questions. And where I can, as I'm the guy who does the tweets for the Wine Society, where I can, I will answer directly. If not, get into a direct message situation so we can start talking and dealing with these people as individuals rather than as a mass media. And a lot of companies these days are tending to sort of tweet absolute inanities or tweet commercial messages, and that's for us, we don't believe that's what Twitter's about.
Well, you just switch off, don't you, when you see them in your timeline? Is it something that you sat down and developed a strategy at the Wine Society, or was it quite spontaneous?
It started off as something spontaneous. Let's try it and let's put our foot in the water, and that was about 2.5 years ago, and it's grown to what it is now. It's still the strategy is developing. We are now developing a social media strategy on top of our digital strategy.
Do you have Facebook?
We do have Facebook. We have 3,000 or 4,000 people who like us on Facebook. Different kind of media, still enabling the discussions to happen and the like, but not quite so real time. We also have a blog, the Society Grapevine, which we're adding material to every week.
Is that on your website?
It's on our website, but it's also a separate blog, it's societygrapevine.com, so you can reach it, and we direct people to it via Twitter and via Facebook as well.
But these are really quite impressive numbers. Have you got somebody doing it who's a sort of social media geek?
Not really. I mean, I do 2 other Twitter feeds, for one in my private life and one for another hobby hat that I've got on. So I do most of the tweeting. We have our digital copywriter does most of the Facebooking, and he's heavily into that. He also blogs himself. And so it's basically, if you like, 2 amateurs who are moulding it into something a lot more professional.
And how do you measure the sort of return, if you like, on your time investment, if not capital investment, money investment?
Yes, I mean that's a tricky thing to say, but of course Twitter is a 24-hour thing. So we're not just sort of devoting certain periods during the day to it, but we're doing it as and when. But it's very much the society, we like to be very sort of touchy-feely and hands-on with our members, and I think this is part of it. So the 2 of us are the only 2 people who are doing that in the business, so it's not as if everybody's having a go and there's lots of little bits of resource being used up here and there. So we're quite focused in the way we deal with it.
And last question, what about potential negative stuff? That's always a risk. How do you deal with that?
It is always a risk, but I think every now and again you might get somebody who's got to be in their bonnet about something, or might take a complaint. But what you do is you deal with it in a polite way, online if you like, and you take it offline via direct messages and emails. And if you can deal with that matter there and then that person goes away very satisfied. In fact, I've had people come in with a problem and then retweeted how fantastically the problem's been dealt with by the society. So no PR is bad PR. As long as you can handle it at the opposite end, then that is very much true.
An enlightened view. Well, thank you very much. Great wines as always.
Thank you.